post the link to Discord.
Yeah, Discord and the sleeper.
Sleeper.
We're going live.
We're live right Twitter?
Now. I'm gonna do it on Twitter. Yeah, I let everybody know, and then.
Okay. We're gonna do an Instagram story too, but we're gonna do it with a duck. You know that one that we're live right now, right?
Yeah, we're live. Yeah.
Oh, so maybe I don't say this out loud. No, this isn't it. Never mind. All right, so let me just do it to here and here. Speaking out loud because that's how I talk. Mental issues. Oh boy, the last thing that was posted was a week ago.
If you're watching right now, this is just dead time before we go on and tweet everything out. So just stay patient. It's going to start. The show's going to start in a couple seconds. So
just a few seconds. So, Mike, how do you feel about the recent Deshaun Watson updates?
I think he's not getting traded before the deadline.
No.
He's not getting traded.
Why would our team even make this a public thing? Why would they even? Why would do you think they actually had intentions of getting him?
Yeah, I think they did. Question: is fantasy relevant? Because we talked about, if you haven't listened, and right now still the show's not live yet, but we're doing a little bit of, before the show stuff. Mark Ingram got traded. Do you think he is a viable option, or do you think that turns Philip Lindsay or David Johnson into a viable option?
Him, I think it takes away from Kamara a little bit. I think it takes away the opportunity for Kamara to have red zone touches or 4th and 1s, because that's mainly what they're going to use him for. Him himself, I think, is just going to be the same situation where he's going to be a touchdown dependent running back, and that's going to be most of his usability, unless he ends up breaking one run for big yards or something like that. It's not like he's going to get 10 touches a game for opportunities to get 5+ yards to carry or anything like that. So I think the upside for him himself is limited. Then as far as Philip Lindsay and David Johnson, I think they obviously both get more touches now, so we'll see.
Yeah, I picked up Philip Lindsay in a couple leagues. All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to make this public, and then...
Can't you trim this part off?
Boom. I wish, but it's all right. We talk a little bit of fantasy football. What is up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Tap. My name is Michael, and this is John, and we are doing our Listener League update. It is live. We might have a special guest later on. Yeah. John, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself, man? It's been a rough one.
It has, with all the Deshaun Watson stuff going on, all the trade deadline crap, stuff like that. It's a tough time to be a Dolphins fan. It sucks. I mean,
it's been a rough.
How
year.
Are you?
It's been a rough year.
And we just keep putting our quarterback, our supposed future, down in the dumps, and it's just not good. It's just not good. Tree Nugs, what is up, man?
Did you see?
How are you doing?
Tua's latest comment on it was
I don't not feel wanted.
I'm not even worried about that. I don't even know when the trade deadline is. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't not feel wanted.
I don't not feel wanted. So that's always a good sign when your quarterback says, I don't not feel wanted.
No, I don't not feel wanted.
Or I don't not feel wanted. He feels wanted, supposedly. It's just I don't think he does.
He doesn't feel like they don't want him. He just doesn't feel like, he doesn't feel wanted. It's just more of a we got him.
Yeah. I saw like the perfect tweet to sum it up. Somebody said, it's like me tells my girlfriend, I love you. She says, well, I don't not love you. Like
pretty much.
Yeah. So if you guys could smash that like button, we'd really appreciate it. We are let's jump into it. Like I said, we might have somebody join. One of our listeners or one of our contestants or our what are they? What would you call them?
Managers?
One of our managers. Yeah, one of our team managers. He might join us.
You can't say owners.
Yeah, you can say owners.
No, I think that's been said. Not
fantasy.
Not good.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know.
Anyways, let's jump into. I'm gonna share my screen. And if he can make it on, he is going to. Let me just send him the link. I'm gonna share my screen real quick, and then. All right, here we go. Boom. Oh, wait, nope, not that desktop. This desktop. Here we go. All righty, here it is. Here are the outcomes this week. Team Miles, our previous champion, reigning champ, took the L this week against Frothy Pigskins. It was not even close. What do you think, John?
I mean, this 0 RB team is dominating.
He's not even that active on the waiver.
I know. I mean, Leonard Fournette was probably his best pick of the draft as a 0 RB team. It's literally carried him as far as his running back points the past 3 weeks. So I love it. Obviously, his wide receivers are insane. There's not even his bench. Good luck to all the other teams in the league. It's going to be a tough one.
If you were him, would you move anybody for a running back or something like that?
Absolutely not.
No?
Just keep rolling.
If Leonard Fournette goes down, man, it could be game over for him.
Then you do it. Right now, his biggest advantage. Right now, he's
not playing Brandon Cooks.
He might have to. I mean, look at how many of his teams have actually hit their bye weeks. Arizona hasn't hit theirs. Kansas City hasn't hit theirs. Rams haven't hit theirs.
It's true.
Ravens are on theirs now. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it hurt Miles that Darren Waller was out. No Chase Claypool. So I mean, that's kind of what lost him. He also played Sterling Shepard. He forgot to switch him out, so he was down a player.
What kind of points did he have on the bench?
He didn't.
Okay,
9
so
most.
Not
so
much.
Hunter Renfrow, not much left on the bench.
Well, this man was serious when he said he would play Sterling Shepard over A-Rob. He says, "I am not playing Allen Robinson under any circumstances." It actually,
screw it.
Didn't hurt him too much.
Not even if my my wide receiver is playing or not playing. So interesting, bold strategy there, Cotton. Right? Isn't that
bold
the saying?
Strategy?
So let's move on to the next game. It was TK Brad Hinton and Suck It Easy. Suck It Easy sitting at 5-2 now with the dub. Much closer game than the last one. Good game overall. Matt Stafford going up against Joe Burrow. That's a fight right there. Literally identical almost. Joe Burrow having 0.48 more points.
Which team do you like more going forward for the rest of the season now? Out of these two?
Looking at it.
I mean, both of them are opposite ends of the leaderboards, but
oh my gosh. And all Brad had to do, he didn't put a defense in, and he didn't put anybody in for Deontay Johnson. Ernest Johnson the other D Johnson would have won him this week.
Wow.
Yeah, big
Brad.
boy there for TK Brad. Tisk Brad.
Even need the defense.
He says, I don't want a Kyler Murray helmet. I don't want it. I don't need it. But overall, I mean, Tampa Bay putting up 24 points there for Team Suck It Easy. Myles Gaskin showing out. Tyler Boyd and Tyler Lockett, the Tyler brothers, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, his wide receivers, should have lost him the game. But Derrick Henry, Myles Gaskin, the defense, and Joe Burrow. That's really what got it done for him. And the fact that Brad didn't play two starters. So
solid team though.
As far as moving forward, who do I like more?
Take the record out of it. Who's going to win more games?
Yeah, I'm not worried about the record. I don't really like any of their receivers. I mean, I would say Brad just a little bit more. But the thing is Suck It Easy has Derrick Henry, and that's just a cheat code this year. I mean,
he also has David Johnson, who might be a good flex option we'll have to see.
Hunter Henry's filling in that tight end spot. He doesn't have to worry about that, which is nice. So I still think I'm leaning Brad. I think Robbie Anderson has a lot of upside. I know Tyler Lockett has upside, but he doesn't have the floor, which I guess is true for both of them. But I like Rashad Bateman and Deontay Johnson the most. And CEH is there too with Antonio Brown. So yeah, I think it could be a good, end of season for both of these guys.
I think Brad's got a chance to come back. He just needs to set his roster.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. Aaron Rodgers fan club and Team D Seagrass closest game of the week. Easily.
Tight game.
Easily.
Wow.
0.38 or something like that. 0.4 approximately. Points separated these two. Amazing. I mean, just great. Just great. And let's see. Derek Carr going against Jalen Hurts. Similar. Mike Davis, man. 1 point and Aaron Rodgers still got it done.
Incredible. His entire D Seagrass' entire bench was either on bye or injured. And I guess he didn't want to drop Zach Moss. Played Mike Williams, obviously on bye, and still almost came out with the win. Just literally less than a point shy. It is bad. I wonder if on Sunday before the stat changes, if he was winning at all.
I know. And you know what sucks is this right here. The defense. I mean, other than not starting somebody in that wide receiver spot, which I don't blame him. Okay. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys that are past their bye week. He doesn't even have to worry about it anymore. So I don't blame him. He's at 4 and 3. So he could kind of.
He could have dropped Zach Moss, grabbed Cole Beasley or someone for the week.
Yeah, but it almost worked out for him. And to be honest, the Ravens defense not scoring a point, 1 point, getting 41 put up on them is really, really what hurt him. I mean, really, that other than obviously not putting anybody in for Mike Williams, but could have won the week. I do like Aaron Rodgers fan club's team though. I mean, he's going to have to figure out something about Ricky Seals-Jones. Kirk Cousins coming back, Dalvin Cook coming back, Javonte Williams. I mean, this guy's got a stud roster.
Yes,
I like Jalen Waddle for the end of the year.
He's got 4 top 12 possibly receivers. Top 20 receivers for sure. We've got great depth on your bench.
Yeah.
He's going to make a run.
It'll be a good one. It'll be good for him. He's 3 and 4. He's sitting at 3 and 4 right now. So solid for him. Seagrass also, I mean, like I said, 5 guys already on bye or had their bye. And then Josh Jacobs is on bye this week. So, I mean, after this week, his lineup's pretty much going to be set the entire year, barring injuries. Let's move over to Cam Newton's burner phone, getting that win, man.
Look at you, bro.
Look at it. Look at
Did
it.
your
Moving to
thing.
2-5. We talked about it.
Did
about it.
your
This is his
thing.
week, or was his week. If he lost, he could just, kiss the season goodbye. He salvaged a win. It wasn't pretty. It was not pretty, but he got the dub nonetheless.
His bench is almost the whole team. He's got Christian McCaffrey,
Justin.
Marvin Jones, Keenan Allen, Will Fuller, Latavius Murray, Justin Herbert. You could almost start every single one of those players.
He could make a run. Will Fuller is getting closer and closer. Not like he'll be, active for much longer after he comes back. But, Christian McCaffrey, Keenan Allen, Marvin Jones now with DJ Chark out the rest of the year, Justin Herbert. These guys are going to be set and forgets. And he's already got a solid team. Julio Jones can pick it up. He needs one more person. He's got Elijah Mitchell, so that might help him in that flex spot. He needs one of these receivers to really step up and help out Keenan Allen. So I think that's going to be his biggest flaw. Yeah, I mean maybe if Julio can turn it around, I mean I think that's his best bet. So good job, Cam Newton's burner phone. All right, let's go Astral and Team KBKC. Come on, KBKC, man.
Played one of the best quarterbacks on the week in Tua. He didn't. I don't really think he did anything wrong here.
I know. I feel bad. I feel for the guy. Le'Veon Bell. Let's see. Le'Veon Bell and Rashad Penny, 0.9 and 0.9. Yeah, he couldn't have done any better unless he went to the waiver wire. I'm not sure who was on the waiver wire at that point.
Look at another guy with a nice roster. He's got bye hurt him a lot, plus injuries, Saquon and Kareem Hunt. So his team's salvageable, and 2-5, I think, puts him tied in the last.
Yep. Yeah, yes, it does. He's gotta come back somehow. He's got to string together like 4 wins. I mean, he needs to get to 500 somehow. So 3 wins. If you can get to 500 in this league, you have a shot. So that's kind of, where, halfway or not halfway, just over halfway through the season, 5 wins, 4 or 5 wins, you gotta get there. Got to get there somehow. So, good job, Astral, though. Lamar Jackson, Chase Edmonds, Melvin Gordon, Devontae Adams. He's going to lose him this week. And, of course, Mike Evans, 3-touchdown game. Gave away a $500,000 ball. Devontae Smith, Zach Ertz, great play. Donovan Peoples-Jones, that hurt because they ruled him out as the game was kicking off.
Yeah, that wasn't fair because I played him in a couple games and a couple rosters because I was really hurt at receiver. And 0 points lost me a game. So we'll
all right. He's got a strong roster. Getting Eckler back.
Yeah.
I mean, getting
Gronkowski
Gronk back potentially, and he's got him. Zach Ertz and Gronk can be a flex play if needed, moving forward. So, and then let's move into our final matchup. That was Cops and Rogers putting up the most points this week, sitting at 4-3 against a 5-2 now. P&W only had 1 loss before this. He put up 149 points. His team just went out there and just scored. Scored. Everybody. Let's see. Did anybody not have a touchdown? Aaron Rodgers.
Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts did not have a touchdown.
He had 163 yards. That's nice. That's amazing.
And then
too bad it was against the Dolphins.
And he still had the highest scoring defense on his bench. But again, I mean, look at this, man. The buys this week. Look at how many people really got hurt because of it.
Yeah.
This guy had Ezekiel Elliott, James Robinson, Justin Jefferson, And I mean, Trevor Lawrence, Matt Ryan didn't do much better than what you can expect from an average Trevor Lawrence day. So you can't call that too big of a hurt, but definitely missing studs. Very sad. Had to resort to guys like Christian Kirk and Mecole Hardman.
Yep. Yeah. It was, I mean, overall though, I mean, like you said, the buys really hurt people. Buys really hurt people. P&W is going to be fine. He's going to make a run. I see him making it.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's
making it to the second round, at least of the playoffs, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we've got like 4 teams in this league, 5 teams in this league that I would lock in the playoffs. Yeah. So I really only think there's one opportunity for one of these other guys to sneak in, and it's going to have to come in on a big streak of wins.
Yeah. Or, I mean, this is a game of injuries too. Injuries can happen.
Absolutely.
So, and one injury can screw a whole team.
Trades can happen too. One trade.
Trades can happen.
An entire team.
Trades can happen, and that is true as well. Let's take a look at the standings before we move on to our transactions. So, Team Frothy Pigskins has the most points, over 1,000. The only person over 1,000. Actually, nobody even has 900 points for them. So that is amazing.
1K.
That is crazy.
We had one team also crack the 1,000 for points against TK Brad Hinton.
Yep. And let's see. Only one person has 900 points against them. Brad has over 100 points more than the next closest against them. So that's unlucky. Man, look at this top 4, bro. 5 and 2.
That's what I'm saying. And that was, when I got into I said, I think there's 5 teams that are an absolute lock. It's the top 5. I think all 5 of those teams have absolute great teams with depth.
Yeah. I mean, maybe let's take a look at Segrest. All right.
Oh no, not Segrest. Is he coming at 5 on yours?
He's at 6. No, he's at 6.
Okay.
I'm saying because
okay.
I don't know.
Next man up.
I'm trying to compare him and Cops and Rogers.
Got to look at the depth.
I am. It's nice that he's got Tony. See, Dawson Knox is out. See, Tony is really the only solid depth he has. Other than obviously Aaron Rodgers too.
I mean, Dawson Knox is out this week. It's possible he comes back later in the season.
Definitely later in the season. KBKC says injuries have been his Achilles heel. That's everybody, man. This year, I feel like, and maybe we say this every year, I don't know, but I feel like this year, injuries just really have screwed. Injuries and buys combined this early in the season have screwed so many people.
Yeah, I mean, he's running Saquon Barkley, Michael Thomas, T. Higgins missed a chunk of time.
See, I'm sorry. I wouldn't say Cops and Rogers is a lock.
You don't think so?
Say it. I don't. Aaron Jones. I mean, you were talking about it the other day. You want him to have a big game this week and trade him away. I mean, Cordero Patterson. Yes, he's been doing very well, but does it come to a stop at some point?
Oh, it definitely does. It definitely does.
And that's the thing. Kyle Pitts, obviously he's golden the rest of the year. But Robert Woods, Deebo Samuel got banged up. He didn't practice or he practiced in a limited fashion, I believe. Or no, he did not practice. I'm sorry. I was correct. Did not practice.
Let me let you in on a little secret, Mike.
Let's hear it.
These guys aren't going to lose 4 games in a row. They're more than likely gonna. They're more than likely already in there.
We have 4 people sitting at 4-3 or 3-4, and everybody else is 2-5. In 2 weeks, about 2 to 3 weeks, especially these 5 to 12 could flip. Could flip.
That is a true point.
I mean, look at Brad. Brad has more points than everybody in that bottom 5 through 12. If he goes on a winning streak, let's say he wins the next 3, Cops and Rogers goes 2-1 or 1-2. They're 500. Brad has more points. Bam. He's full. He's sitting at 4. I mean, it's pretty close. It's close. And these guys can't sleep either. These top 4. Yes, they're 5-2. They're sitting nice right now. But 3 weeks, man, can really, really change.
All right. I would say Frothy for sure. Suck It Easy's in there solidly. PNW's in there pretty good. Redbirds is definitely in there. Outside of that, Cops and Rogers, you gotta make it, bro. Let's go. I'm rooting for you. You're my dark horse. All the way to the championship.
All the way to the chip, baby. Yeah, I think really, I mean, I do think that the top 4 are pretty safe, but I think Frothy Pigskins, barring injury, is the only one that I would say is a complete lock, only because of his points for. Only because he's got so many points. Even if he goes on a 3-game losing streak and goes to 500, he could sneak in at that, He's bound to win a couple, by the end of the season. And should hold that 6th spot. But I mean, that's why I love this, man. That's why I love this. This is fun.
You want to jump into the waivers?
Yes, let's jump into the transactions. It's gonna be a minute trying to figure out where we left off. Boom. All right, so that's where we left off. All right, so that happened already. Kadarius Toney. We talked about this in the last Listener League update. Kadarius Toney was dropped by KBKC, and I'm surprised about this. I don't know if Alexander Madison has been picked up yet. He probably has. He should be, especially if he's not. The Dalvin Cook owner needs him. But there were 2 total bids. Miles 0, and Cops and Rogers went a $12 bid. Ended up getting Kadarius Toney. I think that is very cheap. Getting Kadarius Toney. I think he could have one of the biggest impacts on that team moving forward.
I mean, absolutely. I just feel so bad.
Why do you feel bad?
Because KBKC just dropped him like it's hot, and he's missing out on something that could have helped him literally make it into the playoffs or turn that team around. It's sad. I'm a little surprised he didn't put any fab down on it.
Yeah, I know. I am too. I am as well. I don't remember, what his team was exactly, but I'm pretty sure he could have dropped somebody. He even said it last week. He said, "I knew it as soon as I hit the button. I had made a mistake." I would have gone out and paid up for him. I know it would have sucked. How much waiver does he have? Yeah, he still has 72 waiver, which is fab, which is one of the highest in the league. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys sitting at $0. Woo.
Yeah, definitely should have put a bid in on him. All right.
All right, let's move on. He even said, "I knew it was coming," right there in the chat, right there. Wilson, or Cops and Rogers, then put Kadarius Toney just to rub it in a little bit. Right back on the trade block. He said, "Hey, come and get him. Come and get him." KBKC dropping Sam Darnold, smart man, picking up Carson Wentz. And then we had a trade. And I like this trade for KBKC just because of the upside. And this is kind of hindsight too, because we were pretty hot on Amon-Ra going into this week. But Amon-Ra just put up we still are, but I don't think there is more of a chance for Brandon Ayuk to turn it around than Amon-Ra St. Brown really step into a big role.
That's true. That is very true.
So KBKC acquired Brandon Ayuk. Or let's see. KBKC received Brandon Ayuk and sent away Amon-Ra St. Brown and $10 fab to Team Suck It Easy. Suck It Easy now sitting just over $100 of fab. John, we have Frothy Pigskins has joined us.
Oh,
I
okay.
think. Yep, there he is. It is connecting currently. But let's keep moving. There he is. What is up, Frothy Pigskins? Welcome in to the Listener League update. How are you doing? It's still connecting. All right. There it is. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
What is
How are
going
you
on?
doing?
Hey, John. Hey, Michael. How are you?
Doing great.
Oh, we're good. We're good. Love it. We have done our week 7 review, recapped it. You're the only person sitting at over 1,000 points. Nobody even has 900 points for them.
And quite honestly, looking at the teams that a lot of the other participants have, that's shocking to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you went full zero RB, like full zero RB, something I've never seen before. Almost literally drafted 0 running backs.
That's true. I am a fantasy football rookie. I am complete novice. This is my first attempt ever at fantasy football, and I've been listening to yours and John's podcast for a while. Thankfully, you went with the YouTube channel, which for me personally, I'm a visual guy also. It was nice to put some faces to the names, and it really became a little bit more engaging for myself. And as I started doing a little bit more research and just listening in, I heard about a 0 RB strategy, but I didn't really understand what it was until it was halfway through the draft when I realized I have to draft a running back. And I really didn't have a plan.
Yeah. Sometimes it works out best that way, though,
Yeah.
No, you really went and got the guys that you wanted. I remember during the draft, you literally, by the 3rd round, we looked at your team and we're completely like, oh, wow, it's stacked. It's done. And then you got Kyler Murray there, and he has been lighting it up. Obviously, Cooper Kupp was a great grab as well. How are you feeling about your team moving forward through the year? Mike mentioned earlier, asked me if I thought you should trade for a running back finally in the season to grab someone that everyone, is a household name. What do you feel about that? Where are you sitting with that idea?
I was driving as you were just starting the live stream, so I'm sorry I wasn't here at the beginning. I feel like I'm kind of jumping in. I'm glad you finished all of the recap of the teams first. Quite honestly, John, I still don't know what to think. Like I said, I'm a rookie. I'm a complete novice at this. When I realized that I had to grab a running back, Fournette was really just the only name brand that was available. Everybody else had already grabbed Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey. I mean, all of these big players. And he's had some weeks where it was like, he might as well not even be on the field. So going forward, honestly, I still really don't even know what to think. The only thing that really kind of stood out to me is I'm a numbers guy. That's really the only thing that I have. And looking at the available running backs that are out there and knowing that is an impact present position. And if that guy goes down, you have nobody else to rely on. The 0 RB strategy really fit with me. I love the players that I have. Quite honestly, I got them all by listening to you guys. Awesome. Even going back to last year, I listened to the Fantasy Tap. That was my research. That's really all I had to go off of.
Well, glad we can help you, and glad it's obviously working pretty well. Dominating the league so far. Probably one of the scariest people to see when you look at your matchup if they're lined up against you. So
true. Who do you think was your steal of the draft?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. I realized right away that it was a 3 running back division, or however you want to call it. That's really when I was like, okay, I ran like 5 mock drafts, And I kind of wanted to go after Kyler Murray, especially because his helmet's up for grabs at the end.
Right there.
And he is a phenomenal quarterback, as are so many of the quarterbacks this year. I feel like I'm most happy with Kyler Murray, but I really am drawn. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I was really happy that I was able to get CeeDee Lamb on my squad because I needed to have something of the Cowboys. And as much as I love Amari Cooper, I knew I wasn't going to get Zeke. There was just no way. I had to have somebody, and I was really drawn to CeeDee Lamb, and that's who I really was focused on. I just didn't want to take him too early.
Yeah, and it's nice. He's paying out for you, and he just had his bye week, so you don't have to worry about that for the rest of the year. Two names that stick out to me are Leonard Fournette and Cooper Kupp. I mean, those guys way outperforming their ADP. Cooper Kupp is, I think, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. Let's see. Yeah, wide receiver 1. Leonard Fournette is currently wide receiver or running back 11. So you've got a top 12 running back, and you took him in the 6th round.
That's nuts. I honestly haven't even looked at the I don't even know where to go to look at all of those numbers to know who's 1st through 12th. Like I said, I'm complete novice at this, but I guess I'll have to start Googling stuff. I'm happy with Fournette. I mean, he's had a couple of really great, I think he got like 24.9 points in 1 week on this half point PPR. And that was like huge to me. Just because I didn't really know what to expect. And he's not one of those Derrick Henry or Christian McCaffrey guys who just blow through the defensive line. So I didn't really know what to expect, but I know that Tampa Bay has always had a fairly solid run game back with Warwick Dunn and a couple of those other guys, but you just never really know what to expect. A lot of it is luck. I know it's luck because I had a couple of names that I was hoping to go after. Thank God I got the majority of all of them. I honestly can't even think of another one that really wasn't on my list. So I'm just happy the way that it's worked out. But I mean that there are so many other teams that are the depth that I'm going up against in the second half of the season. Yes, there's bye weeks and things like that, but there's just a lot of really good teams that these guys have put together that I'm coming up against. So I really don't know what to expect, but I'm very, very pleased with the way that it's come out so far.
Yeah, definitely. As you should. You're not, so we're going through our transactions currently. And you're not very active on the waivers. Every once in a while, you'll pick somebody up. But you've pretty much stuck with your team. I mean, you've picked up Darrell Williams, who's filled nicely in that running back 2 spot. Outside of that, I mean, you picked up obviously the San Francisco 49ers defense last week because the Cowboys defense was not playing. But pretty much outside of that, you stuck with your original team. Not many moves. You did trade Deebo Samuel. You did trade Deebo Samuel for Jarvis Landry, which that's kind of that's I mean, listen, you've already got a stacked wide receiver core, but if you had Deebo Samuel on top of that right now, that's just scary. I mean,
unfair.
Yeah, but then it comes down to, I already know I have some of the great wide receivers that are out there in one lineup. It came down to me when the trade deal came in for Deebo Samuel. And again, I didn't know what I was looking at. I looked at the first week of points. I'm like, yeah, that looks like it could be a fair trade, even though I know Deebo Samuel, but I didn't really look at the season ahead. So I traded him off, and I know he's had a phenomenal year. And I think that went to Miles, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And I think looking at his lineup and some of the guys that he went after originally, I think he's a San Fran guy.
Yeah,
So I can
absolutely.
understand, me going after CD Lamb, but if I had all of these top-notch receivers, even with me having Marquise Brown on the bench, there comes a point in time where you still can't play them all. You only have
Right.
3 slots plus your flex position. And so, yeah, I did trade him off, and believe me, that I still think about that, and it's probably going to come back to bite me. But
It could. Miles isn't doing too hot right now, but it definitely could have been trade bait. Definitely could have used him as trade bait. But I mean, shoot, Brandon Cooks, Marquise Brown, like you said, all guys outperforming their ADP. By far. Currently, Brandon Cooks is wide receiver 18. Got him in the 8th round. Marquise Brown currently wide receiver 5. And you got him in the 10th round. So, jeez,
all
man.
the steals.
Let's look at this. Let's look at this real quick. I'm gonna pull up the current rankings in our league for the season long for the wide receiver. Let's see how many you have. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 inside the top 12. You've got a third of the top 12 receivers on your team.
That's crazy.
At 5.
Had five. And then if you really want to get into it, D-Hop and CD Lamb, I mean, those are top 20 guys. So you drafted 6 of the top 20 receivers.
Thank God that nobody else paid attention what I was doing, I guess. But again, I mean, I know the 0 RB strategy, and I clearly I did it really wrong. Well, I mean, it's working, but that's only for right now. There's still a lot more football to be played. I didn't really know what I was doing other than I was going with 0 RB, and it doesn't seem like it's a thought process that many, like Brad Hinton and Miles, all of these guys that are probably extremely knowledgeable. I can tell from when they're joining the podcast and the YouTube lives, they're extremely knowledgeable about football. And I don't know whether they've tried it or not, but they already have a wealth of knowledge that I don't have. And I needed something. I'm a busy guy. I got 3 kids, got a wife coming up on 25 years of marriage, and we're a very, very active household. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't have a ton of time, so I almost needed a team that I could set and forget. And not that I forget it, but I really don't mess with something that isn't broken.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, you're killing it. Absolutely doing an amazing job. There's not much you can do. What's your feelings about Brandon Cooks? You got him on your bench. Is that a player that you're going to be comfortable playing with Davis Mills at quarterback, or are you waiting for Tyrod Taylor to come back in to start throwing him in?
I don't know. It honestly, John, it comes to week. The only thing I can really look at is the teams that they're playing, how I feel that their defense is going to perform. And that's the only way that I really kind of choose who's going to be in my active lineup. I don't really have a plan for Brandon Cooks, and I probably shouldn't say that live for whoever is listening, but unless I need him to fill in a bye week for any of the guys that are coming up, because I do have quite a few teams that still have some bye weeks to play or not play, whatever. I don't know what I'm going to do with him, and he may be one that doesn't really light anything up for me, but it's just a week-to-week strategy that is only working for me right now.
Yeah, very good, very good. So, guys, if you're listening, go and get Brandon Cooks. Don't get Brandon Cooks if you want him.
Don't give me no broken down person though. I believe me, I've been smashing that decline button many times for different offers offers that have come in for trade.
What's the wildest one?
Huh?
Yeah, what is
What
the
was the
worst?
wildest
Call
one?
him out. No.
You don't need to call the person out, but what's the wildest trade you received if you can remember it?
Oh gosh. I don't want to call anybody out. There was one that had tried to offer me like a no-name running back for Cooper Kupp in week 2 or 3 when he was, probably top of the league at that time too.
Which running back?
I mean, I don't remember exactly what it was, and I think it was Aaron Rodgers fan club, if I remember correctly, but I don't know. But as soon as I saw that, I'm like, he's the top guy right now performing for me. I couldn't give him away.
Yeah, I understand that, but you got a good matchup coming up this week. A nice matchup coming up again. No offense, Cam Newton's burner phone, but you're playing Cam Newton's burner phone, who's currently sitting at 2-5. He's got a couple guys on bye week. You have got Marquise Brown. It's the only guy you have on bye this week. Right now, it's looking pretty good. You have a 99% chance to win. Your projected total is 141 points to his 73. He's got to fill in Kenyon Drake and the Las Vegas Raiders defense. So that will change. I'm assuming he puts in Justin Herbert for Daniel Jones.
I don't think he's going to. He's
you don't think
set the rest of his lineup. He's gone through and put in oh no, he hasn't. I apologize. Never mind. I was looking at his bench. Sorry.
I was about to say Keenan Allen's not in there. I mean,
I was looking
it
at
should be a
I was looking at his bench thinking that I was looking at his roster.
I expect him to make some last minute changes. I mean, this big of a point spread without even Thursday coming around yet, I would expect him to try to make some changes to kind of close up the gap. I don't think he's just going to sit there. He seems to be kind of an active player, but kind of a sneaky active player. He'll wait until the end to kind of get your hopes up and then make some changes and smash them all when the weekend comes around.
Yeah.
Doesn't really have many options when it comes to a running back this week. Actually, has no options. It is Ronald Jones and Mitchell. That is his only options. Christian McCaffrey and Latavius Murray are on bye or an IR, respectively. Playing, he's got Kenyon Drake in right now. Eli Mitchell's and Ronald Jones. Man needs to make some moves.
Right, wow. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
But he could be working on stuff. I don't know. He just doesn't seem the type to just kind of lay down. I don't know. And that could just be my head psyching up that I still need to be prepared. And believe me, as much as I say I set it and forget it, I still do pay attention to this as much as possible. I see the trades that are going in. And I don't take any of these teams for granted because any one of them can light up the weekend. I mean, even the defenses this past weekend. I mean, the Titans for like 20, 21 points, whatever it was. I mean, that was crazy.
Against the Chiefs.
Yeah, against the Chiefs. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they held Mahomes and Tyreek to like some of their lowest scoring weeks ever right now.
No.
That can happen at any time.
Are you worried about Tyreek at all? He's had 2 massive games, 2 good games, and then 3 sub 10-point games. Is he kind of worrying you at all, or do you think that's turn around?
A little bit. I mean, at this point, I mean, even though I don't even know where he ranks overall on the wide receiver scale.
He's 5th. So
he's 5th.
Yeah.
Okay,
he's had those 2 massive. I think he's had 2. Let's see.
I mean, he had
a second.
He had 1 game. I think he scored like 40 points. I think that was like maybe week 3 or 4. But yeah, I almost feel like I wasted my first round pick on him at this point because it has not been consistent like it was last year. And I know the NFL is different this year compared to last year, but I almost feel like I wasted it. He's still a top receiver. He's awesome. He doesn't fit the typical wide receiver, 6'2", 6'5". He's a little guy, but he is blazing fast, and he just finds a way of getting that ball from these massive defensemen. It's just crazy. But at this point, I'm a little hesitant about him, especially this week coming up and last week, and possibly the week before. He was questionable with that quad injury. You never know whether that's fully going to heal or kind of make him go lame for an entire week or two.
Right. Yeah. Those muscle injuries like that are always worrisome. So, real quick before we let you go, who are you most scared of in this league?
Oh, as far as a team?
Yes. Not somebody who's going to beat you up, but somebody who's going to beat you in fantasy football.
Yeah. Initially I was scared of Miles because I know he won last year. I know some things haven't necessarily went the way that he was picking. And I mean, unfortunately, that's just a game. You don't know how people are going to play. But DC Grest is his team is stacked. And that's a little nerve-wracking to me, regardless of I don't even really pay attention to what the win-loss is right now. But his team overall, I think, is probably the most balanced, just in my opinion, as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
And TK Brad Hinton, or TKD, excuse me, Brad Hinton, I think is another one that those two, for me, I think overall in the long run, I'm most nervous about.
Yeah. TK Brad, he was, all he had to do was set his lineup this week and he got in the dub.
Yeah.
We actually texted him about that. Forgot to start Dearness Johnson.
He is the third highest scoring team in the league right now, too.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. He's sitting at 2-5, so he could really make a run. We were talking about it when we were breaking it down. 3 weeks. I mean, we've got 4 guys at 5-2. I think 4 between the records of 4-3 and 3-4, or 5 of them, and then 2 to 3 at 2-5. So 3 weeks, and this whole bracket, this whole standing could be flipped upside down. You're currently obviously in first, so that means if the playoffs were today, you would get a first round bye. So you're sitting pretty. So, but thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Yes, you are a rookie, but whatever you're doing, it seems to be paying off. So,
well, again, it's listening to the Fantasy Tap.
Woo!
That's all I'm doing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you being on and spending time with us. Thank you.
Yes, and don't forget to change your name back from Frothy Pigskins before your next Zoom meeting.
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. I just wanted to make sure that you knew exactly who I was.
All right, we will see you later.
All right. Thank you very much for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right. Bye-bye.
Great guy. Great guy.
Awesome.
We also have
another
rookie player in the league that's 5-2. Redbirds.
Yeah. Redbirds. Yep. He reached out to us via Instagram. Man.
Just wanted the helmet and said, "Hey, I'll learn to play," and is balling out too. So, beginner's luck is a thing.
Is it luck though? I mean, is it luck? These guys they're setting. I mean, don't get me wrong. There is some fantasy football is all about probabilities. All about probabilities. Nothing is 100% in fantasy football. And if somebody tells you it is, then they're lying to you. Or no, what is it? Then I got a mountain to sell you or something like that. I forget that saying. I wish I knew it. But if you know what I'm talking about, write it in the comments because now I feel like an idiot. But yeah, he does. Both of them, man, both sitting at 5-2, both have solid teams. So it's gonna be a really good year. Astral says, or Redbirds, I'm sorry, says they laughed at the trade, but little did they know Ertz was coming to Arizona. Ooh, so he got Ertz. Loved it. So
Smart
let's
man.
move on to what's been happening. Also, before we do, if you guys could smash that like button. Also, we are 1 subscriber away from 51 subscribers. So let's get it to 51.
Let's
KB, do what?
let's do it.
Oh man, KBKC picked up Tua before the weekend. Ended up playing him, and it worked out for him. Dropped Carson Wentz. Miles picking up OJ Howard. Obviously, that was before the weekend. With that Gronk news, dropped Jamal Agnew. Can't blame him there. Rob Street is on fire. Just up and dropped Will Fuller. And this was a few days ago, so we'll probably have some people who were picked up. Ended up Rob Street's on fire. Ended up dropping Will Fuller, picking up Zach Pascal. We had another trade. Really active group this is. Last year, I don't feel like we had this many trades. We had to have had like 10 to 15 trades already, which is great. Love the active leagues. Wilson or Cops and Rogers and Miles came to an agreement. Aaron Rodgers was sent over to Wilson or Cops and Rogers. He gave up Aaron Jones. My bad. He gave up Michael Pittman and Antonio Gibson. Do you like that, John? And which side do you like if you do?
I think Wilson came out on this one. He's got his team's deep enough to where he's able, or has a little bit of depth to where he's able to play Aaron Jones, and if Aaron Jones hits bye week, he'll be all right. I think both teams win. I think both teams filled needs. Miles expands his depth. Wilson's able to step up the team that he's already got, so it's a good trade. I think it's pretty fair.
Yeah, I agree too. I mean, honestly, from here on out, if Antonio Gibson can get healthy, he can be just as good as Aaron Jones. I mean, a lot of hype. I think he's got that upside. He's got the upside to do so. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Michael Pittman, I think, is going to have, a pretty solid role. We've been seeing it last few weeks. So, but overall, like you said, I think they both made their team better, which is really what you're looking for in a trade. Let's see. Moving on. Had some guys chatting. Here are the best and worst managers. Best manager, Rob Street, is on fire. Or Cam Newton's burner phone ended up getting the dub. He set a perfect lineup. Nothing to write home to mom about, 82 points, but he got the dub, and that's all that matters. And then TK Brad Hinton only setting 82% of his possible points. Most of the time, you're not going to set a perfect lineup every week. So it's a couple points off from a victory. So and then let's move on. Let's move on down to the waiver. The waivers that were run and have been processed. Here they are. Big Ben getting picked up for $1. Cincinnati Bengals.
It's still a ripoff.
Yeah, right. That's
still an overpay.
Pretty rough. But hey, I mean, maybe let's see. Does he have somebody on bye? I'm assuming he does. Yes, he does. He's got Lamar Jackson on bye. We'll check out and see. I mean, he could have picked up Carson Wentz for $1. He could have picked up Carson Wentz for $1.
Could have.
Would you rather have Big Ben or Carson Wentz, John?
Is neither an option?
Don't slander Carson Wentz that way.
We can slander Carson Wentz that way.
He's
Absolutely.
only had one game under 20 points.
That's awesome. Great for Carson Wentz.
Consistent.
Very consistent. Very
Consistent.
consistent. Do you want to? I mean, if you're rostering a second quarterback, great. Awesome.
Well, he's got Lamar Jackson on bye this week. He has to. It really comes down to, would you rather have Ben Roethlisberger, who hasn't scored any games over 20 points, or a guy who scores 20 points every game except for one?
I think I'm going to take this week. I take Carson Wentz over against Tennessee. That's fair. That's fair. All right. Redbirds
Redbirds just said in the chat, he said, I took one look at Big Ben's career versus the Browns, and that sold him. All righty. All right. They're playing in Cleveland. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. So that will be interesting. Cincinnati Bengals being picked up by 58WK, a.k.a. the banana stand. Defense of the week, in my opinion, going up against the Jets with Mike White as quarterback. Do you remember Mike White?
Mike White? Yeah, he's still playing.
Yeah. Do you remember who he is?
Wouldn't he play for the Bears?
I have no idea. No, you're thinking of like Devin White.
You're right. Okay. Mike White. Yeah. Completely wrong person, but yeah.
Yeah. Different position, different guy. Totally. I don't know who Mike White is. I was just seeing if you knew him. Mo Alley Cox being picked up for the free, dropping OJ Howard by Miles. Like I said, Carson Wentz was picked up by Wilson, or AKA Cops and Rogers. I really wish they would change the names. I really do. And then Kansas City Chiefs defense. This is an interesting move. The Kansas City Chiefs defense being picked up, currently 28th, going up against Daniel Jones and the Giants, and dropping the Cleveland Browns. Listen, he's sitting at 5-2. I guess I can't be saying much.
I mean, yeah.
But
I just looked up Big Ben's stats versus the Browns, and I mean, I'm a little blown away, but I think they might be watered down by the fact that the Browns have been so terrible for so long over the past few years. And then finally you're just starting to pick it up. But averaging 241 yards a game, almost 2 touchdowns per game, 5% touchdown percentage, only 22 interceptions in 27 games, QBR of 95, 62 completion percentage, 60. Yeah, I mean,
do you have his fantasy stats? What points he was putting up?
I mean, we can calculate it pretty solidly. Give me 3 more.
Well, I'll give you a couple seconds. The Pittsburgh Steelers were picked up. Ricky Seals-Jones was dropped. That's an interesting drop. They played Denver this week. And Logan Thomas is not coming back, more than likely not coming back this week. I don't believe. I don't know why they would bring him back. So, yeah, he's working on the side of the field today. So they're probably not going to bring him back until after the bye week. Somebody could use Ricky Seals-Jones this week.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
15.27 fantasy points per game. I didn't take into account his rushing stats, but we can all agree that those are negligible.
Yeah. Oh man,
touchdown.
4-point touchdown.
Yeah.
This 6-point touchdown. Really remember that.
Oh well, let me add another 3 points to that.
Yeah, you do that.
Oh wait,
you do that.
Oh yes, he averages 19.8 in the most basics of scoring.
I'm still sticking with Carson Wentz. This might be the pickup of the week by Aaron Rodgers fan club. Kenneth Gainwell didn't even nobody picked him up. Nobody put in a waiver claim. No fab budget. No nothing.
Wow. And 15 hours ago. This was literally today.
Yes, it was.
After the waivers ran. Yeah.
Yeah, after the waivers ran. Yeah, after waivers ran. No fab, no nothing. Picked him up for the free. Crazy. It's just, was it an oversight or did just people not? I mean, I understand that the Eagles' running attack isn't like, the scariest or the best.
I think it's more likely an oversight than anything.
He did drop Kenny Golladay though.
That's fair.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he did dress out this week. He's got
great.
one game over 10 points.
He's wide receiver 71 in PPR. I'm not very happy. I'd rather take myself a Kadarius Toney, which never should have been dropped.
Yeah, we're never gonna let KBKC live that down.
Nope.
Unless he just craps to bed. KBKC dropped Le'Veon Bell, picked up Pat Freiermuth, and dropped Cole Kmet as well here. Okay. All right. I mean, Pat Freiermuth has that touchdown upside. Like Redbirds 2K21 says. I mean, maybe it's this week with how good Big Ben plays against the Browns. And then let's see. We've got Robert Tanyan being picked up.
I mean,
I know you don't like him.
I think that might be the pickup of the week, honestly. I mean, this week we've got no receivers available for Aaron Rodgers. We've obviously Tunyan's going to be his red zone target. I don't have to love the guy to understand that this is a week you want to play Robert Tunyan.
Yeah, this has to be the week you play him.
Yeah.
I mean, so Marlon Mack picked up by KBKC. I think this is a long-term play. He did drop Trey Sermon. So Trey Sermon not really living up to it. And then finally, our last couple moves this week. Something just happened as we were live. The Chargers defense was picked up by TK Brad Hinton, dropped the Minnesota Vikings. And then Brandon Bolden was picked up this week by Cam Newton's burner phone, as well as the Seattle Seahawks. He dropped Zach Pascal and the Raiders defense. So pretty decent there, good pickups, good, we were just talking about how he needs a running back this week, I believe. Yeah. Kenyon Drake not playing, Latavius Murray out, Ronald Jones and Brandon Bolden are his only options. I would definitely rather run with Brandon Bolden.
Absolutely. I mean, his problem was that he must not have been active on the waivers up to this point, because there's really not a lot available for him. I mean, Alexander Madison's sitting on the available running backs at the moment.
I mentioned it when he was dropped. I am very surprised. If you're listening in, man, go to the waivers. I know does he have to clear waivers?
No, everyone's available.
Everybody's available. That's a pickup right there. Alexander Madison. Dalvin Cook goes down, that could win you your league.
Ty Johnson
I'm just saying.
And Philip Lindsay. I retract my original claim here. There's a handful of serviceable running backs on this waivers. If you guys are listening and you're actually in the league, I do recommend going through and just taking a look before you play some questionable options.
Yeah, there's a couple guys I'd be interested in. That's for sure.
Ty Johnson's a bad option. Madison, Philip Lindsay. You could take the shot on Ingram.
Definitely some guys out there. Definitely some guys. Let's see who else is available. There's some names out there. There's definitely some options.
I'd pick up TY. I think Beasley's rosterable. Russell Gage, I think, is taking a little step forward. KJ Osborne still on the waiver wire. I don't understand it.
And there's some teams that are pretty needed. There's some teams that are pretty needed. So, all right. Do we got anything else? Oh, yes. Let's take a look at the matchups ahead. We've already kind of, previewed Frothy Pigskins, Cam Newton's burner phone. KBKC said, why, Matt? Who's why, Matt? My name's Michael, if you're talking about me. All right. PNW and Team Miles. Miles needs to turn around here if he wants to. 2 helmets sitting up in his living room. He's got Tom Brady playing against New Orleans. Pretty tough matchup there in New Orleans. But right now, it is pretty much a deadlock. Do any of these guys have any players not playing or on bye in their lineups currently? That is a no. So it is a 52%, 48% leaning towards PNW's side. Both are supposed to score 117, just over that. So
I'm picking PNW for this one.
Picking PNW. Picking PNW.
I like PNW.
I'm gonna have to disagree. Listen. I like DeAndre Swift, AJ Brown, Michael Pittman, Robert Tunyon. The only position I don't like of his, is Tim Patrick with
of Miles' team.
Yeah, of Miles.
So you're taking Miles' team?
I think I'm leaning I think, yeah, I'm leaning towards Miles' team.
All right. Yeah, I'm taking James Robinson, Zeke versus Minnesota, Robinson versus Seattle, Corey Davis going up against Cincinnati, garbage time galore, Jefferson versus Dallas, big game, Christian Kirk against
Garbage
Green-
time. Shoot, we don't even know who Mike White is. He could be some bum that would just held a sign in front of New York Jets stadium, was like, hey,
He came in and played
I
better
can
than
throw the
Zach Wilson
football.
has in Zach Wilson's entire starting career so far.
Zach Wilson's crap.
Okay, well,
We
he's
knew
better.
this.
Corey Davis has been fine so far.
He scored a touchdown. That is it. That is what saved him.
The guy's gotten some deep balls. He's wide receiver 28 on the season. He's been a serviceable wide receiver going against, like I said, a garbage time galore team. Bengals are going to trash them. They're not. It's not.
He's
a
had
division
3
game.
usable weeks.
Usable,
And this past week was only because of a touchdown.
that's fine. That's all you need. Justin
That is all
Jefferson
you
versus
need.
Dallas. Beautiful.
I would say
Christian Kirk
I
versus
would
Green
say
Bay.
the Jets are only going to score 6 points at most, 3 field goals.
I'd bet they clear 10. They'd clear 10.
Clear 10. Clear 10. All right. Well,
I'll give them.
let's go back.
I'll give them the over 10.
We'll give them over 10. I wonder what their over under is. We'll check that out on the. Hey guys, remember we are doing props, picks, parlays. So check those episodes out as well. We have actually guy in this listener league. He is our guy. He is our gambling guy.
ABKC commented, why Madison? Madison, because you have plenty of space you actually have an empty roster spot on your team at the moment, if I remember correctly. And Madison holds more value than nothing, especially if Dalvin Cook goes down. So
We've already seen it. Two running back 1 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
So definitely, I mean, at least grab and hold. Don't have to play him. I mean,
this is not financial advice. KVKC playing TK Brad Hinton, both sitting at 2-5. Woo! Josh Allen coming back for KBKC. But man, that running back spot, man, he better pray Saquon Barkley's ankle does not look like a damn bowling ball anymore.
better pray that Alvin Kamara does not get any touchdowns this week. Mark Ingram scoops them all up and can just swing right through this win. Maybe DK has a huge game.
You think he has a huge game?
Maybe.
I don't. He got targeted twice this week. Oh no, he got caught the ball twice. Got targeted 5 times.
He doesn't need a lot. 2 catches, 96 yards.
Could be a good week.
It's
Yeah, because he had a
Jacksonville.
massive long ass touchdown.
It is Jacksonville.
It is Jacksonville. It is true. I'm gonna have to give this one to Brad.
Yeah.
Sorry. Unless Nick Chubb plays. Nick Chubb plays, then it could really hurt him because he doesn't have anybody else to throw in that flex spot. Everybody's hurt or on bye. So KBKC could pull an upset here.
It's possible.
Aaron
Brown
Rodgers
also
fan-
could be getting back Aaron Rod or Antonio Brown.
No, he's doubtful. He was seen on crutches. They were talking about him possibly being out for a while.
Oh, really?
So
IR.
yeah. Yep. That's what I'm saying. Just put him on IR already. Stop making us guess. Aaron Rodgers fan club team suck it easy. Good matchup here. Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, stack. Chuba Hubbard, DJ Moore. All right, let's see. Who you liking here?
At this moment, I do believe this is a good game. This is a tough one for me. I like Aaron Rodgers fan club in this matchup with the teams that are currently in. I don't see many options for Suck It Easy to make me feel better about this situation. But the receiving, I'm giving it to Aaron Rodgers here.
Yeah, me as well. Adam Thielen should go in. Should get into his lineup somewhere. But even that, I mean, I think he's going to be sitting at 5-3 this week. This could be a big win for Aaron Rodgers fan club. Talked about Cam Newton's burner phone and frothy pigskins. The Banana Stand versus Redbirds 2K21. Man, it is the week of 5-2 and 3-4. Because the Banana Stand is 3-4. Redbirds 2K21 5-2. He's getting Austin Eckler back this week. They both have their line ups filled out. He doesn't have any. Wow. Devontae Booker could sneak in there. Let's see. Could he sneak in there? He could sneak into his lineup maybe for Chase Edmonds. But he
could fill in for someone. Melvin Gordon maybe.
I think
this one's Banana Stand for me. Especially if Jerry Judy's playing.
Mike Evans worries me this week. Him and Marshawn Lattimore always get into it. Always. They hate each other. I think it could be a very close game. I think these projected points, 130 to 112 are very skewed. Austin, I'd take Chase Edmonds over Tony Pollard right now. I would take Devontae Smith over Odell Beckham Jr. This week going up against Detroit. I think AJ Green and Jacoby Myers could be pretty close. Travis Kelce, that it should be a bounce back week for him, or a good week for him, at least going up against the New York Giants. Like Jerry Jeudy over Melvin Gordon. I think it could be a lot closer than people are thinking, or at least than what this score predicts. It is currently 130 points to 112 points in favor of the Banana Stand.
I think Mike Evans busts this week.
I do. I think he could. I really do.
He's only scored 4 touchdowns against the Saints in his career. That's 13 games.
That's what I'm saying. Him and Marshawn Lattimore, bro, go back and go at it all the time. I think this is gonna be a Chris Godwin week, and the Banana Stand has Chris Godwin. I would give the favor. I'd lean more towards Banana Stand, but I do think Redbirds does have a much better shot than what he is given, this 24%. Let's get into our last matchup. That is Cops and Rogers and Team D Seagrass. Both guys sitting at 4-3. This could be not like, the playoffs aren't ending or starting next week, so it's not big, but this could be for one of those last spots. Two guys sitting at 4-3. Currently it favors Cops and Rogers. Nick Chubb comes back. That's huge for Seagrass, but Aaron Jones and Jonathan Taylor, that is a very solid, running back duo to have, especially this week with no Allen Lazard, no Devontae Adams, Cordero Patterson sitting there.
Don't need a defense for Seagrass.
We do need, we do. Does he have one on the bench?
No,
he does not. So he's gonna have to drop somebody.
More than likely, Zach Moss is the most droppable player for me.
Or you can drop the Baltimore Ravens defense, in my opinion.
They've got a pretty easy schedule coming up for the next 4 weeks.
They do.
Not this week.
Minnesota, Miami, Chicago.
You're not playing them. You're not playing them at the end of the year, though.
Yeah, Green Bay, Cincy, LA. That's pretty rough right there. So, who do you give this one to?
I'm gonna say this game is gonna completely come down to either Cordero Patterson or Khalil Herbert, and if not both. So I'm gonna give this one to Cops and Rogers and keep on. I told you he's not fit. I told you he's real. He's gonna prove it for you. He's gonna let you know, hey Mike, I'm winning that helmet. Winning the helmet.
I hope so. Prove me wrong. I think he's got a solid team. Pitts is coming to his own. I'm still gonna lean Seagrass, especially if Nick Chubb plays. It's a big asterisk. If Nick Chubb plays, I'm gonna lean Seagrass. I love his receivers: Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Mike Williams. Stephon Diggs is gonna blow up this week.
Do you believe so?
I think he's gonna have a very good week. Yeah, dude.
Dolphins
Dolphins always get
very solid week as well. I think I'm really looking forward to Cole Beasley in that matchup, though. I think he's going to be really solid this week.
And then he's got it. Seagrass needs to play a defense. So hopefully he goes out and scoops one. So, all right, guys. Anyways, that's it, man. That is it. Smash that like button, please. I see 4 people are watching, and I've only got 2 likes. Come on, hit that little thumbs up button. Hit the little bell icon so you guys know when we go live, and when we also do our, drop videos and stuff like that. We're going to have our Thursday night preview come out tomorrow. We're going to go record that right now, actually. And John, what else?
That's it. Thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. We love you. I just have to hit